What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have another 2022 NFL mock draft, but this is the Wildcard edition. Sadly, I just watched my Patriots get knocked out last night, but the Bills played a crazy game, scored every single time they touched the ball. Defensive injuries definitely hurt us a lot, but anyway, back on this video. I made a pretty nice new template, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It is pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. So if you guys enjoy it, please let me know, and let's get on to the video. So to start the video off this time, we're going a little bit different here. I have Evan Neal, tackle out of Alabama, going at number 1 overall. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but we are going to need to agree on this. Let's shake hands. Let's move on. So the reason I'm going with Evan Neal here is just simply because I think he is the best tackle in the class, best hand placement, maybe even the strongest. EKWONU is really, really good as well. But I think Evan Neal is just a very, very good player. He's just really, really strong, and you can see it in this little short clip here. Now, it's not a huge gain, but he just sort of bowls somebody over. Just picks up a double team, just sort of throws him to the ground. So he's a great player, and I think he'll go number 1. So number 2 overall, we have Aidan Hutchinson, edge out of Michigan. So Aidan Hutchinson, I think, is probably the Detroit Lions' best player in the class. I think if Jags were to pick between edges, they'd go with KAYVON THIBODEAUX. However, here I have them going with Aidan Hutchinson, the Lions. Sorry. I have the Lions going with Aidan Hutchinson. I think they'll think he is the best edge in the class. So, he's really, really good, just sort of spinning around, bowling, and, really killing the passer. And he gives his other pass rushing buddies opportunities to do the same. Number 3, I have KAYVON THIBODEAUX, edge out of Oregon. I have him going to the Texans. I think the Texans need a lot. I saw a comment in the last video when I gave them tackle that they didn't need tackle. I disagree with that. I think they do need tackle, but you really need to just build your team up from the bottom, and you really need to start with either offensive line or defensive line. Here, KAYVON THIBODEAUX is available, and it's a little bit less boring than going offensive tackle. So I do have KAYVON THIBODEAUX going. I think he is probably still my best player in the class, but I think if the Lions had to choose first and they have the ability to choose first, they would take him. And number 4, I have EKWONU at number 4. I think I already said number 4. Tackle for the Jets out of NC State. I think this guy's going to be a really, really good player. He just needs to develop, and I think Jets taking their tackle of the future at number 4 is worth it because they do have another pick later at number 10. So I do like this pick quite a bit. Yeah, I really do. I think, with a bunch of other teams in the middle looking to take tackle or offensive line, I think this is the right pick for the Jets. I really, really like him. I think he's really, really, really so good. I just sort of think he's a little bit raw, but it's sort of just bullying people. It's just the only way to put it. Next up at 5 overall, we have Tyler Linderbaum. Obviously he's really, really good. This is by far the highest I've ranked him in a mock draft, though. I've usually put him around 20. Last time he went 23, I believe, to the Raiders. This is going to be a bit of a controversial pick, but I think the Giants would benefit a lot from having a sick offensive lineman. He's so good. He can play center. He can obviously play guard out of Iowa. He is really, really good, and he is such a cool center prospect. I've never been more excited about a center in my life. But obviously, he's really, really good. I do think that Linderbaum is one of the stronger ones as well. There's a clip of him beating Tristan Wirfs in a wrestling match, so there we go. All right, so at number 6 overall, we have Charles Cross, interior offensive line. Really, he's probably a tackle. I think I honestly did more of a misclick there, or a mistype. I think Charles Cross is really, really good. He can kind of play, I guess, on the interior offensive line, but I think I mixed him up with Kenyon Green, actually. But we got Charles Cross out here going to the Panthers. Is your offensive line great fit? They need tackle as well, so he should help them out a lot. Now we have George Karlaftis at number 7, edge out of Purdue. He is going to the Giants. So this is an interesting one. I always end up taking them going to the Giants, every single video. I don't know why, but I just end up doing it. I think he's a great fit, and since everybody's picking him, it probably won't happen, but I think he's a good fit for the team, and he's a great edge rusher who can really help that struggling defensive line. It's again, a very interesting pick, but I think he's a great fit for the defensive line, again, as I just said. So moving on, next edge off the board, another one. It's David OJABO, edge out of Michigan, going to the Falcons. Really love this guy. I think he's probably maybe the third best edge in the class. I mean, he is very tight with Karlaftis, but I really like this pick as well. Just a freak athlete, probably the most athletic player in the class. So obviously that is a win for Atlanta if they can pick him up. Corner would also work with, possibly the Clemson link-up of Andrew Booth Jr. and A.J. Terrell. However, that being said, I think OJABO is probably the best fit for this team, assuming Grady Jarrett works back and is a better player next year than he was this year. It should be good. Number 9, I have Malik Willis, first quarterback off the board out of Liberty, going to the Broncos. Now, this is an interesting pick. He is my QB1 personally as of late, just because of the arm strength, the speed, and everything he brings to the table. For the Broncos, he'd probably most likely be a backup at first that could come into the team potentially in games that they're locked out of or locked in as wins. Play kind of the Trey Lance role of coming in those situations. But yeah, I really like Malik Willis. It's a little bit controversial to have him come off the board as the first quarterback, but I think with all the potential he has, he can definitely be a great one out of Liberty. He's shown that he has a great arm, but needs to work on making reads. Once he does that, I think he'll be one of the better, if not the best, quarterback in this class. Derek Stingley at 10 is up next. Now, once again, it has been a little bit more usual to see this in my more recent videos, Derek Stingley falling to the double digits. I don't even think he's really CB1 anymore. I think next video, as I say every video, but keep putting him here, I'm going to maybe give him Andrew Booth Jr. But Derek Stingley, injuries are a big concern. When he comes into the team, if he plays and stays healthy, he will be amazing. But injuries are huge. If he gets injured, we're going to have some issues. The Jets will, at least, just in their position. Next up at 11, we have Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh. This guy's QB1 probably as he gets drafted. He's probably the highest floor quarterback, but also not the highest potential, usually you'd say. Kind of like Mac Jones last year is what a lot of these quarterbacks are, with kind of high floors and maybe not the highest potential. I think Washington football team will gladly take a shot on him. This could be Kyle Hamilton as well, but he will probably fall to the next pick to the Vikings, where they will snatch him up. But Kenny Pickett here. They need a quarterback. So next we have Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame, going to the Vikings at 12. Just as I hinted at a few seconds ago, Kyle Hamilton will be going to the Vikings. I don't think they're going to let him slip past their pick if he is still available. I mean, this is a safety that people are saying could go top 5. I don't think he will, just because of the value of the safety position. But, it's possible that he falls. And if he does, I think the Vikings will definitely snag him up if possible. They might even be able to trade back because the Browns up next will probably take receiver. But, yeah, I really, really like Kyle Hamilton. Next up is the Browns, and they do take receiver. It is Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State, going to the Browns at 13. This could be Jameson Williams, it could be Olave, it could be Drake London, it could be Treylon Burks even. In my opinion, it's probably Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London, Jameson Williams, and it's just because Jameson Williams got injured, and you don't want that to be a thing. It was a one-time injury, but you never know. So I have Garrett Wilson going to the Cleveland Browns, and that shouldn't shock too many people. Next up, we have the Ravens. IDL, DeMarvin Leal, Texas A&M. Out of Texas A&M, going to the Ravens at 14. I really like this pick. He's sort of a hybrid. He can play 3-tech, 5-tech, even 1-tech if you want. He's just a bullet. He'll tear right through the O-line. So I really like this pick. You're replacing Calais Campbell with this pick as well. Not immediately, but Calais Campbell's getting older, so you're going to have to be ready for it. By the way, in this video, I did just switch my mic at pick 10, I think. I switched my microphone to a way better one, so hopefully it sounds a lot better in the video. Now, at 15, the Eagles are selecting Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of Utah. I think this is a huge pick for them. They need linebacker, and, they have soup picks back-to-back here, so they don't need to worry about who they take first. I will tell you they took defense in the next pick. So because we can talk about them back-to-back, I'm just going to take a little bit of time to ask you guys some questions. So, one, I just switched this mic like 2 seconds ago, as I just said. So hopefully it sounds a lot better on camera. And two, not on camera, on the video. And two, I want you guys to let me know in the comments if you like this sort of backdrop I've done. I tried to switch the color of, the sort of paint slash every time, make it look good. So I hope you like this so far. At number 16, I have Travon Walker, edge of the Georgia, going to the Eagles. This guy's a beast as well. And if you can pair up, maybe even just because you're taking Travon Walker, you could take Nakobe Dean instead of the linebacker that I selected in Devin Lloyd. You could go with Nakobe Dean just because they're both out of Georgia. It already brings some chemistry to that defense, and it would help them out a ton. But as I was saying, if you do like this sort of backdrop I've made, please let me know in the comments down below, because this took a very long time to make. So it would be good to know that it was actually worth making and not like a waste of a long time. Also, if I, sort of sound a little tired or sick, it's because I just got the COVID booster yesterday, so I'm not feeling insanely well. 17, I have Jordan Davis, IDL out of Georgia. Another Georgia player off the board, back-to-back. This one's going to the Chargers just because they cannot stop the run, and this is a beefy boy. He will not let them through. And by them, I mean the running backs. Jordan Davis is just a dog. Coming from the Georgia Bulldogs, he will not let them do anything. So he's going to be a lock-up D-line for the next 5 years at least. Probably sign more deals, stay with that team for the foreseeable future. Now at number 18, we have Drake London, receiver out of USC. Now I talked about earlier how receiver 1 and 2 are up for grabs. I've started liking Drake London a lot more. I have him going to the Saints. Usually I give him Jameson Williams, Chris Olave just for a deep threat. Here I'm giving him a deep threat, but in a different style, not just with speed, but with strength, height, power. He can go up and high point the football. So I really do like this pick for the Saints. But this is a potential spot where it might be a reach. There's a lot of teams that could take receiver in the first round, and you might be able to trade back and still get one that's just as good later in the second round. So that's my thought on this pick. It's interesting. But now the Eagles are the ones that sort of jump on the opportunity of a missed talent at receiver. A while back, the Eagles took – not a while back, it's like 2 years ago. The Eagles took Jalen Reagor, the pick before Justin Jefferson was on the board. However, now, Eagles fans, I hope you're happier. Yeah, you get Chris Olave. Jameson Williams is still on the board, but injuries can maybe be a concern. So just get another stud receiver. This is a real deep threat. Pair him up with Devontae Smith. Pair him up with Devontae Smith. Maybe you can pick up some late round talent at quarterback, and that would help them out a ton. Number 20, I have Kenyon Green. I should probably take the eye out of interior offensive line because he's just offensive line. He can play anywhere out of Texas A&M. I've said before, he is anything you want him to be out of Texas A&M. He played tackle. I think he'll be a tackle at the pro level, but you never know. He can sneak inside with injuries and everything like that. I really like this guy. I think he's a really strong, gritty character that I think would fit the Steelers system pretty well. Obviously, like 6'4". He's really, really good. I think he can slot in anywhere he needs to. But as you guys might be noticing, as Patriots at 21 take Jameson Williams, receiver out of Alabama, I think they could take a shot on him. It's huge to get a big weapon for Mac Jones. Out of Alabama, there's no connection there because Jameson Williams came in later, but there's that. As you guys might be noticing, only 2 quarterbacks have come off the board in the first 21 picks. And that is very different from a lot of the mock drafts I've done before. Matt Corral's still on the board. Sam Howell's still on the board. And this one, I just ended up finding myself not drafting a lot of quarterbacks. I'm not really sure why, but anyway, Jameson Williams is coming off the board to the Patriots. He just brings that weapon that the Patriots really never have. They never get a deep threat or any fun receiver. Now, this is a long streak of cornerbacks, I think, is about to happen here. Starting off with Andrew Booth Jr. Cornerbacks have slipped as well. I didn't give the Ravens one at 14, which definitely could have happened, but Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback at the Clemson, goes to the Raiders at 22 overall. I think it's pretty clear that they need some help on defense, and with, obviously, DeMarvin Leal and Jordan Davis off the board, they can't really go edge either, with the top edges really off the board as well. Jermaine Johnson's available here, but it's probably the smartest to go corner and help out those defensive backs. By the way, since this is the wildcard weekend, 6 more slots have been locked in. Having said that, I am recording this at precisely 3:43 p.m. on Monday. As you know, Cardinals do play tonight, so I am because I want to get this out. Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. I predicted that the Cardinals would lose to the Rams, so I'm going off of my prediction. However, this could definitely change next week. However, this is the order if the Cardinals lose. I have Sauce Gardner going off the board. I think he's, potentially CB1. I really like him. He's just a physical, gritty corner. So, obviously, I love the way he plays, and he should be able to help out this young building defense in Arizona. So, next up, we have Trent McDuffie, cornerback of the Washington. Again, this is subject to change. Cardinals could jump up higher and push the Cowboys down to 23. However, I'm going off my prediction as I just said. So, Trent McDuffie going at 24, cornerback out of Washington for the Cowboys. I always give him safety. Until recently, I started giving them Trent McDuffie just because he's, in my opinion, a hybrid safety corner. Even though he has never played safety in my knowledge, he has, really, really great zone coverage. I mean, he's so good in zone. So he really helps sort of dropping back deeper into coverage and helping that Cowboys secondary. So I think that would help him out a lot. Trevon Diggs. Wait, am I saying that? Diggs, yeah, he's been great. I don't know. I think I just messed up his first name, but I don't know. Anyway, Bernhard RAIMANN, tackle out of Central Michigan, going to the Bengals at number 25. I think he's just so physical that some teams will fall in love with him and take a shot at him in the first round. Obviously this could be Trevor Penning, potentially Nicholas Petit-Frere. I'm not super high on him, but I'm a big fan of Bernhard RAIMANN. tackle Central Michigan. I think he's, as I said earlier, just so physical, and teams will really fall in love with that. I think there's some story how he came from maybe like Austria or something. Pretty new to the game, but it's just amazing. So, sorry for that bang. Something happened into my house. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, so that's an interesting pick for the Bengals, but I think someone will take a shot, and I think the Bengals are in a spot too. They needing to protect Joe Burrow and everything as well. So I do like the pick. It might be a slight reach, but it's all right. Roger McCreary, corner out of Auburn, going to the Dolphins, continuing the stretch of corners, really, besides, obviously Bernhard Raymond last pick, but Roger McCreary has really, really good man coverage. Also, by the way, whenever I say like they have, like they're kind of really good man coverage or zone, I say like it's a Madden stat. Like, oh yeah, they have really good man. No, but like obviously he's really, really good in man coverage, and with all the blitzes they run, 7-man blitzes where they need their DBs to lock up. I think this guy could help a lot, Roger McCreary. So I really do like it. I like the more I make this pick, the more I just love it every time. So we are going with Roger McCreary. And yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say. Next, Traylon Burks, receiver at Arkansas. It was almost like I had to say something, but then I just kind of didn't, and so it just sort of, we just kept moving. Traylon Burks, receiver at Arkansas. Last time I gave him edge. I'm not sure if people like that or not. I need to check the comments of the video, but everyone really liked the video last time, so thank you so much for all the support on it. I have Traylon Burks going to the Bills. They just killed my Patriots the other day, dude. It was so sad, but another weapon wouldn't hurt anybody, and if you can give Josh Allen just another guy you can run some crazy shovel passes or speed options with as well, it would probably help him out quite a bit. Also, by the way, sorry for the low resolution on his image there. It was just the only one I could find. I had to edit it down as well. The rest of them I could find in a PNG image. This one I could not, so I had to edit this one down myself. Next up, we have Nakobe Dean, linebacker of Georgia. I really like the linebacker going to the Lions. I think they would prefer Devin Lloyd, but he just happens to come off the board earlier, and Nakobe Dean's still here. Might as well just go and grab him. He's been amazing. He's like a heat-seeking missile, I say a lot. So I really like the pick for the Lions. He is a dog, just like I said with Jordan Davis. Quite literally. Came out of Georgia. He's a bulldog. He's going to be really, really good. So I do like the pick. So as we come towards the end here, guys, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It would be great, and it would really help me out a lot. So, if you could spread the word, tell your friends, if you like the content, to come over here. That would be great, and it would help me out a lot. I have George Pickens going off the board at 29 overall. Chiefs. Now, receivers have been flying off the board in this draft. But, Pickens, as I said last video, I think I gave him to the Chiefs. Just another guy that they can just sort of pick and place, just like Pickens. Pick and place. We get some ASMR. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but, you can pick him and put him in any spot you'd really want. You can get some of those shovel passes that Mahomes likes to do, the underhand sort of weird thing that he did. He did it last night to one of their running backs. But yeah, you can just put him in any spot you want. He's a deep threat. He can do anything. I mean, imagine having Mecole Hardman, Mahomes, Pickens, Tyreek Hill. If I didn't say Kelsey, then Kelsey. I mean, that offense is sick, and they've built the offensive line back up. But yeah, there we go. So that is really something. I mean, that offense would be stacked. I have Jahan Dotson, receiver out of Penn State, going to the Buccaneers. Pretty simple reasoning for this. Obviously, this is the Chris Godwin potential replacement / Antonio Brown. I think, they might not re-sign Chris Godwin with the injury, but, things can change. I do think, though, that Jahan Dotson is a great replacement if you are going to let him go. I think he's just the kind of guy that's built like him, maybe a little bit shorter, but has sure hands just like Chris Godwin and can help out this team a lot. I like to think of Jahan Dotson as kind of a Jacoby Myers type player. If y'all, you might not know him, but he's a receiver from the Patriots who's really made a name for himself this year. So a lot of you should probably know him, but it's all right if you don't. So yeah, I really do like this Jahan Dotson pick. Next up at 31, we have Kaiir Elam, center back. I just said center back. Okay, sorry, that's my bad. I was watching some soccer, or in other countries they like to call it football. Yesterday, and I saw CB, and I thought center back, man. It's like the defense. Yeah. Anyway, cornerback out of Florida. I got a little sidetracked there. What really you need to look at is 2 top linebackers are off the board. There's just not a lot you can go with. In this one specifically, receivers have flown off the board. Potentially, now I'm thinking about it, this could have been quarterback, just because you can sort of pressure Tannehill to play better with somebody that can actually take his spot behind him. But, those DBs need a little bit of help over there. I don't even know if they have Malcolm Butler anymore, but I used to really like him, and he went to Tennessee after Belichick didn't play him once for some reason. And the last pick in the draft, I have Jermaine Johnson, once again sneaking in just like last time in the first round, edge out of Florida. Unless that video didn't come out yet, that's also possible. Yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but yeah, I have a bunch of these pre-recorded, so anyway, this one I've worked on a lot. Jermaine Johnson comes off the board. I've really started to love his play. He's just been so good, dude. He's just so physical and such a scary player off the edge. It's ridiculous. So obviously he deserves, to be a first-round pick. So if he just barely sneaks in, I think that would help the Packers a lot. He'd help that defensive line a little bit as well, help him get even better. They still need to worry about the potential Aaron Rodgers replacement if he goes, but, anything could really happen here. However, I do really like Jermaine Johnson. I think the Packers are a pretty good fit for him. Well, guys, that will be the video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have any, opinions on my picks, please leave them in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you.